Chapter 3 of Poppy Playtime is on the brink of being open to the public, but what new info do we have on it that could shed some light on when it can be coming out? The game's second trailer has yet to drop, so we would of course have to wait for that to be released to get our hands on the actual game, but who's to say the devs won't release both at the same time? The devs have proved to be the type of team that like to surprise their audience, and although it wouldn't make sense and it would be very unlikely for them to do something like this, I wouldn't be that much surprised if it were to happen. However, we do have some new info from the Poppy Playtime Discord server that might help us determine when we'll be able to have the new content. In my last video, I explained how Zach Bellinger, the CEO of Mob Entertainment, said to someone in the server that the game would not be coming out in February or March after being asked about it. Now, he could have just said that the game was coming out this month, but I think he's trying to keep everything uncertain and a surprise for everyone to raise the hype just a little bit more. However, my prediction was that the game and the trailer would be coming out in 2 weeks at most, or before the start of February. But recently, Zach has been posting some GIFs and interacting with the people in the server. So today, I'm going to be talking about what these GIFs could possibly mean for the release of the trailer and the game. For starters, it's shown that Zach likes to be friendly with his audience and pokes fun at the fact that everyone keeps asking for when everything will be coming out, as his first GIF is seen to be someone saying executives coming through, and of course after this, a bunch of people started asking him about the game. But not even a minute later, Zach posts another GIF that says, "All good things to those who wait." And this could mean a bunch of things. Firstly, this could mean that we are literal days away from getting either the trailer, the game, or both. And my reason for this is, why would Zach start to post in the server if things are nowhere near being done? He's not as active as the other devs, so there has to be some other reason as to why he's active now. And this could be that the game is very, very close to being released. Second, there's a possibility that this means that things could be pushed back a bit, but Zach is just reassuring us by letting us know that the wait will be worth it. However, I think the first reason is a lot more likely to happen, as it's been pretty clear that things are very likely to drop either this week or next week. Moreover, on the fact that Zach likes to poke fun at his audience, he posted this GIF 2 minutes later, which is actually something from the first chapter of Poppy Playtime, from when you first pick up the grab pack and put its VHS tape into the cassette player, and a video would come on about how to use the grab pack, and during the video it said to not fire it at a coworker as it may cause injury, and this was shown. Pretty weird to have this in an instructions video, but that's besides the point. The next GIF that Zach posts is a response to someone asking if anything will happen to the character Kissy Missy. Now, I don't know where this is from, but it looks like Lord of the Rings, but the guy in the GIF looks to be sad or disappointed, which might be Zach hinting at the fact that something does happen to Kissy Missy and it'll be a sad experience for the player. Now, there's still some speculation as to if Kissy Missy is a good character, as in chapter 2 she seemed to be helping us with one of the puzzles. During one of the scenes, we're trying to get past a gate and a door opens and Kissy Missy comes out and walks towards the gate. She looks at us and cocks her head to the side, trying to understand what our objective is, and once she realizes that the lever is what we need to continue, she pulls it down for us, gives us one last look, and walks away. And honestly, just by the way she grabs the lever, you can tell that whatever or whoever is inside this thing doesn't have full familiarity with its body. As you can see, you're having to grab the lever again after failing the first time. As well, in the first trailer, you can see that Poppy is on Kissy Missy's shoulder while talking to us.
So we can get revenge on those monsters who've tortured you, who've tortured us.
confirming that she will be an ally in this upcoming chapter, and there'll be something happening throughout the game that will lead to us meeting her again and actually figure out what's going on with her. But going back to the gifts, the next one that Zach posts is a scene from the movie Wolf of Wall Street, where Leonardo DiCaprio is playing as the scammer Jordan Belfort. Judging from the gif, he looks to be irritated, probably relating to everyone asking about when chapter 3 will drop. Even after the previous gifts being sent and all of the devs telling everyone to wait, people are still persisting on getting any type of info on when chapter 3 will release. And I'm thinking that since Zach decided to start interacting with the people in the server a bit more, this might be a sign as to how close we are to getting to chapter 3. It was said a couple days ago that the trailer was in its final stages, so right now it's probably all finished, and Mob Entertainment is just waiting for the hype to build up just a bit more before releasing it. Or they could be waiting for chapter 3 to be completely finished with its final touches as well, so when everything drops, they won't have to worry about optimization issues, bugs, glitches, and exploits. There are people on the team who are designated game testers though, where they ensure that not only the game is in high quality, but it actually runs as intended. I think Mob is trying their best to make everything as perfect as possible, as to not have the entire chapter flop because of some performance issues or just ways to break the game. If you remember what happened in the very first chapter, there was a bunch of FPS drops, stuttering, and a bunch of lag going on in the game for seemingly no reason, and this was probably due to the fact that the game had a bunch of unoptimized assets. But now that the game is going to be available to play on console pretty soon, and it's been out for a couple of years, it's pretty safe to say that they're starting to get a handle on making everything run smoothly now, and they might just be making sure that everything works accordingly, and that could be the reason that everything is taking so long. So with that being said, if we were to go off of this assumption, we might have a good idea as to when we'll get our hands on the game. As said in my previous video, the game could be dropping any minute now, and I honestly would not be surprised if they dropped everything at like 3:42 in the morning. But with how much people are anticipating this upcoming chapter, it's very easy for a development team to get caught up in having everything be perfect, as to not ruin the reputation of the team. But one thing is for sure, we will have our hands on the game extremely soon, and it's only a matter of time before all of our questions will be answered. As Zach said, good things come to those who wait, and it's been clear that we will be able to play chapter 3 before the end of the month, so it's just best to wait it out and be on the lookout for when things start to drop. I understand as a fan of the game that it is very frustrating to not have any accurate info as to when you'll be able to play it, but all of this waiting might prove to be a good decision from the dev team. They already pushed the chapter back into this year since it just wasn't ready yet, and that was a great move on their part, because if they were to stick with the original date and rush everything, this game would flop hard. But even as I make this video, there's still a bunch of people trying to get an answer out of the devs in the Discord server, and there are also people making fan versions of chapter 3 just to satisfy the players for a bit. But again, we will have everything very soon, and if I had to guess, I would say around this week. But thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video right here.